Ok, muy buenas tardes a todos. En esta oportunidad les doy la bienvenida a este evento donde vamos a, acá nuestra invitada Lisa nos va a compartir un poco más acerca de la cultura y bueno, en general, de toda la cultura rusa. Nos va a mostrar desde una perspectiva juvenil que ha vivido en Moscú durante toda su vida, cómo es que en Rusia se envuelven los roles sociales y políticos. La presente reunión será en inglés. Estoy acá en compañía de Elisa. Procedo a que ella pueda a que ella pueda presentar un PPT que preparó previamente para poder hacer que la reunión pueda ser un poco más llevadera, para que la puedan entender mejor. Y en caso tengan algún tipo de duda o pregunta, agradecería que la hagan al final. Mientras tanto, pueden ir formulándola por el chat o en algún recuadro de notas, ¿no? Está bien. Le doy paso a Lisa. Welcome, Lisa. Good afternoon.
Hello everyone. Hola amigos. It's no what no on Spanish. Okay. Um, Hello. Uh, Now I want to tell you about Russia, a little bit about me. I'm from Russia. I'm from Moscow. Now I study in Turkish in Istanbul. Yeah, we study with José, and I a lot of have experience in politics, in young politics of Russia, and now I'm working in young politics in Russia. But I want to tell you about uh, our country's politics. We don't will say about outside because I think you know a lot. But I want to say how we see our politics, how for Russian guys it working. But firstly, yes, Pinje, tamam.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah. I'm okay. I hope yes. Yeah, we will say about politics of Russian Federation. Firstly, we a little bit speaking about history because it's so important for understanding what happens now in Russia, and about government system and about your policy, of course. I hope you know that Russia is the largest country in the world, and you can see that it's really big, and it's so hard. It's so hard have policy from this big country because I hope you understand that one person can't do it, and for understandable how this large Peru is. You can see Krasnoyarsk Krai is middle of Russia, and Peru is one half on Krasnoyarsk Krai. Yeah, Hassan now in shock. Yeah, and this is Peru, and this is all Russia. It's so big, and it's so hard for recognize something. And you can see Moscow. Moscow is one city I have knows, and from this city working all policy, politics, and from Moscow to Chukotka is a west. Uh, you can fly 11 hours fly, and it's really big and it's really hard. And about popularity, 143 million people live in Russia. 40 million young people live in Russia, and all of them have control from our politics. Yeah, we can say about history how it works in Russia. Start the Rus state from 862nd year, Yeah, of course. Before we to have Russia, not this big country, it was so a little regions, and but at this year, people understand that we need government and go to north, ask people from now north countries who can help to us, and people from near of Finland go to Russia and help us make government. And from this year, we start working with our territory, our population, our people, and a lot of we have a lot of different uh, politics, government, and knyaz, tsar, and of course we have dynasty. I know you have dynasty in Peru. Okay, but we have uh, before it. It when from it's only one family in government. When only like in 1614 start Romanov dynasty. It's so popular dynasty because the most important things happens in this time, and you can see the most important date in our countries, abolition of Russian serfdom, because I know that now important things because we never in important fact about Russia is that we never colonized and we never colonized other countries. But we have in our countries so hard system of working, and when it was, people haven't a lot of rules for life, and only rich people can something doing. But from 1861st year start plus minus normal life when all people can do what they want, can have money, and can choose what they can do in their life. Yeah, and Romanov dynasty finish her life, their life in 1917 because start communism. We have Russian Revolution is after First World War. It was so hard. Only in 1922nd year start Soviet Union, USSR, when communism really come. 5 years for recognize all. A lot of people died, of course. A lot of go out from Russia, but it's so important time for us because we change system in this time. And Soviet Union, of course, I hope you know it, when communism come to Russia, when we start work with this, when people in Russia live only in Russia. In this time, people can't go out free from Russia. It was so nationality politics when all people was on one step. All have one rules. No one can be more rich or more poor, or all people should be same. But of course, it's only in rules. In real, it don't work in. But all time of Soviet Union, people wanted. People tried do it. A lot of tried, but it was so hard, and really, really important for now. And every year we think about it. We have a lot of holidays about it. Second World War, when USSR for us, we of course win, and the most important thing is that people win fascism, people with Nazism, and it's so important because we all can live. But 22 million people in USSR died for 4 years, and unfortunately, it was a lot of problem at this time, and after we still have problem because of this time. Still, it's so unreal. 80 years from this time, and we still have problem with people, with men's. We have more women than men because of this. Yes, and at 1991 first year, we have Russian Federation. At this time, we have Gorbachev. Gorbachev is a person who finished communism in Russia, and okay, and he want more open politics. He want more open economic, and he don't a lot of think about communism. Because of this, communism finished. And 1991st year start Russian Federation, and starts hard time. 10 years, 9 years was so hard times when was really bad economics. For 2,323% changed ruble. Ruble is valued in Russia, and if for today's change situation, when firstly people have money for car, 2 days after they can for this money pay only milk. You understand? Because it's so hard time when people try make business, because in communism business they haven't, and we have business economics. And at this time start Russian mafia, when a lot of people can kill someone on street, and we haven't products. We can't go to market just for buy something. We have card for bread or for milk or for clothes, and it's so hard time. But situation changed, and this time, about what I say, our president was Boris Nikolaevich Yeltsin. Yeltsin's so funny president was because he don't want to change a lot, if I say it. And he tried, of course, but it's so hard time. And he tried change system, tried change situation, but he don't think about country. He think about our world. And 200 year came Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin. Still, he still president in Russia, but we have stopped when came Dmitry Anatolievich Medvedev. When first time president was Putin, Dmitry Anatolievich Medvedev was him our friend. He always was near of Vladimir Vladimirovich, and because of this, after first step, he got to president post. And now we a little bit say about how it working. Of course, Russia is democratic federal legal state with a Republican form of government. You can saw that our Republican form, and we have voices. We have elected and our presidential republic, our federation working. It's true. It's not like just on paper, and it's really good. It's not good working always, of course, because I think that it can't working always good because it's politics, but we try. And about how working presidents in Russia, presidents elected for 6 years, but you can see that Boris Nikolaevich Yeltsin have 8 years, Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin have 8 years, Dmitry Anatolyevich Medvedev have 4 years. Why? Because these 6 years start only from 2020s. Because in this year, 2020s, we have changed our constitution. And 6 years start only from this year. Before was 4 years, and presidents can be elected only two post step by step, and now they too can't hold post more than twice, but after changed constitution, all we like forgot about what was before this changed. Because of this, now Vladimir Vladimirovich after 2020s can again go to president post, and now he can be president 12 years, is before from 20 to 26, and from 26 to 42nd. Yes. And how working government system in Russia. We have federal, regional, and municipal level, because the biggest country, the largest country, and we have a lot of people in government, a lot of deputies, a lot of ministers, because we can't believe only to a little person. A lot of person should be in our government. And our federal level, it's Federal Assembly's Council and State Duma. And in Council of Federation should be two representative from each subject, from each regions. We have 89 regions in Russia, and from all of these regions should be two representative. One from legislator who selected, and one from executive who appointed by from chef. And in State Duma should be 450 deputies. They elected, and they should be from all parties who can be in our Duma, because it's too so hard process make party in Russia, but we have a lot of parties. I think we have 15 officially and a lot of near-official parties, but we don't will speak about it. And of course, in regional level is Legislative Assembly of Federation, deputies elected by a part list, and municipal level is City Council. It's not super important, but I think that they do the most important things for people because they work really with people in their cities. They know what happens in their life, and for us, really important level municipal because, of course, they work with us. Um, about State Duma and Federation Council, uh, um, what are they doing? What they functions? Duma, you can look. They giving consent appointment of the chairman of the government, and we can say that Duma work with all situation with and with president and with amnesty for people and about trust to government. They're working about how we can trust, how we can believe in really our government. They work with central bank, how work in our money, how work now we have interesting situation with money because we have really a lot of waves, and now from New Year, rubles go up, and for us it's cool, and no, but it's cool, but not for me. But for us, it's cool, of course, because I live in another country. But for people in Russia, it's so cool because before we have super bad wave when ruble really super go down with dollars, and we believe that all changed and all changed. And what about Federation Council? They work with subjects. They work with law, with president, how he can elect it. They work um, with rules. It's so important because a lot of uh, people, uh, when they don't believe, they go to ask Duma what happens, but Federation Council always speak about laws, always look into how it's working, and of course it's super good, and it's so good for our subjects because when they working with all regions, uh, we can believe to all steps to our government. Yeah, and I want to say about how working now politics for Russian people, for us, because now we have really good politics for a population, and we have a lot of projects for us, because in 2010 year, we look to West, we look to USA, to Europe a lot, because we want to change our system from 90s years from USSR, and we try a lot of change. We look into all other countries, how they're working, and of course now we looking for us. We're looking for how we can work, and we more work with our culture, our economics, our young people, and of course it's more good than before. And for us it's important how it working. We have national projects of Russia. If 5 years for working from 90 to 24 was first our national projects is human capital, comfortable environment for life, and economic growth. And in these areas, we have a lot of projects, a lot of working when for good living for people. What this national project is strategic initiatives and programs are okay on federal level. this working president, in this working government, how they want solve our problems, our social, our economics, our um, human problems, of course, and ecology too, and how support all sectors of Russian economy, because we have problem and 2014 year when our economics really go down. All people in Russia at this moment have problems, and in this time start a lot of sanctions. And now, if I say from Russia, at this time was hard. Now we don't feel sanctions because for these years, 9 years, we really a lot of working for don't think about it. And about national projects, about human capital, I think that it's so big area in Russia, really a lot of national projects in this area. And with healthcare, we have a lot of good health for our health something projects, all free. Of course, we shouldn't pay for doctors or for something. We have 10% of medicine free, and it's so good because we shouldn't pay, and it's really good. Russian medicine is so good level. About education, uh, we have good education from USSR. USSR start a really good education because before Soviet Union, no people in Russia can study. It was so bad, but from USSR, all people was same, all can studies, and from this time we have really good level of education. But now we have only one problem. I think it's that we haven't international diploma. It's so sad, but it's not mean that we can't work in other country or we can study in other countries, because I know how it working if I say true, but it's not a lot of change in our life. But yeah, it's a little bit can be more hard because we should pass more exams when we go to other countries, but it's no super bad. And of course, education in Russia free. I have friend from Ecuador, and I know that in Ecuador people should pay for schools. I know how in Peru too.
Not always.
Not always, okay, but in Russia, no one pay for school. We have schools for money, but I think it's less than 1%, and it's just for people who want something super interesting. It's more like schools on English or on other languages, or people or schools for specialty children, but it's not about diagnosis, because for diagnosis people children will have special school, free school, and university we do have free university, yeah, but we also have and university for money, and it's like 50-50. You can go have education free in university, but you should pass exam on normal mark. About demographics, about our families, about because I know it's problem in all world. Now young people don't want have children, and if they want, it's not a lot, to maximum. But in Russia now situation little changed, because now we have a lot of support for family. Um, for us now, so hard buy flat, because really a lot big price in Moscow. Of course, it's so big price for flat, but for families, price less. And credit for flat have really little percent. It's not important for us. And but pay for flat if you have family and if you have child. And if you born a child, uh, government pay you. It's now I say it a little bit strange maybe, but it's for child money uh, for the child. You can pay flat for the child. You can pay car, or pay for university, or make something else, but you can live. And it's really important, because for young people, not a lot of people can normally live when they have children, but government solves this problem. And culture, it's two super important things, because um, in 2010s, I say that we look to West and we copy them. We copy not only economy, we copy and culture too, and uh, we haven't our culture. We forgot our culture, our Russian or Slavic culture, and it was so bad for people. But now it's again go to us. We have a lot of nationality, musician, dancing on our scene, on our TV. We have a lot of our culture, and it's not like you should know our culture. We want. We really want know our culture, and it's really good development how it working, because it's works so for young people. A lot of young people know our culture, and 10 years ago, it's don't was really reliable, because we don't believe that we again go to our culture, and we think that all changed in our life, but now all good for us. And of course, we think about and roads, and about urban environment, and about ecology. Yeah, we have problem with ecology, but we a lot of think about it. We have a lot of self problems, a lot of projects for ecology, and now we have Siberia is not region, is big uh, part of Russia, is Siberia, and in this place a lot of forest, big forest, and this forest working for all planet. 70% of air for planet from forest, it's from Russian forest, from Siberian forest, and for us so important for all planet work with ecology in this forest, of course. And we have um, uh, no, Arctic part in Russia, and it's. I was in Arctic in Russia. I was in the north place in Russia, and I was in place when people think about ecology, when people working with ecology in Arctic, because in USSR people don't think about ecology, and a lot of trash have our cars, and it's super bad for animals, super bad for all planet, unfortunately. And now that we have global warm, and this place so important for this. And we're working a lot of working with solve this problem. And about economic growth, of course, we a lot of working with tourism now. After COVID, after 2020s, when we can't go to another countries, and after war with Ukraine, we too can so hard go to other countries, to Europe or to America. We have a lot of countries without visa, but it's not so popular in Russia, and because before COVID, Russian people who go to tourism, they don't go to Russian tourism. They go to another countries. All people go to other countries, go to Europe always. But now 80% of people go to Russian regions, because now Russian tourism have so high level. We really have a lot of interesting places, and you saw that in our biggest country, in our big country, have so different cultures. We have more than 100 uh, cultures, more than 100 languages. Yeah, in Russia, not speak only on Russian. Of course, all of people in Russia know Russian, but we have a lot of more cultures. Uh, and these really big cultures, they have so different language. It's not same with Russian. I don't understand nothing. And when people say something from Kazan or from Yakutsk, and we can't understand our languages, but we have it. And it's so interesting. You can go to region near of China and looking culture like Chinese. You can go to Caucasus and look in Caucasian culture, and it's so interesting because of this. It's really working. About science, uh, in USSR, we have super good science. Really, a lot of sciences was from Russia. It's super good working. After USSR, government don't think about sciences. They work in of a lot of time without a lot of money, only because they want working. But now we also think about science, and it's so good because my father worked with genetic and with ecology science. We work with University of Psychology. My brother have working with science of physics, and we look from really science how it's working. And now we really can looking, then money go to science, then people can good working, can make good science opens. And for us it's of course super good. Yeah, of course we have a lot of projects for economy and for export, for international cooperations. It's really important. And I think for all countries, the most important working with young people. And now in Russia, young politics, I think it's the most important because from youth in Russia will change all. And we believe that all will change to good. And we have a big federal agency for youth affairs. It's for government, and I a lot of have experience with this agency, and I worked with this agency, and I just have. I was part of these events, and they working with healthy lifestyle for young people, with morale, with patriotic education. We have a lot of something with patriotic education. It's don't think that it's people should think only one part. No, we have good patriotic education when we just love our country. We not a lot of speaking about government because government is there is other things. We speak about country, we speak about nationality, we speak about our language, our culture, and I think it's more important. We speak about our history because from history work our future. And a lot of work with realization of professional. We have a lot of events, a lot of projects for young people. Now, young people in Russia is from 14 to 35 yeah, because 3 years ago it was before 28. Now we have more young people because we change our age, and we have 40 million young people in Russia. It's a lot, and we of course should work with them. And ecosystem included different areas and in business and career and technology and volunteering, and we have grants. I think that it's really popular in Russia that young people can have grants, can government can give you money, a lot of money for your project if you want to open something. My friends a lot of uh, give money from government. It's from 1 second of dollars. It's $10,000. Government can just give you, and you just have your project and more of course. But it start from this money, and we have a lot of expert platforms, a lot of competitions, forums, clusters, and projects for travel, free travel in Russia. For young people, it's important. It's make their life. It's make life of our people in Russia, of our country. And for understand, in 24 years, more than 820 forums were held. 820 forums is a lot because really a lot of people can be included in these forums and can work and can improve them. And maybe someone from you knows, maybe your friends was because we have in the last year World Youth Festival in Russia when more than 20,000 people from 190 countries was in Russia, and it was important for us because we believe that now we can work with young people in other countries. Now, of course, we have a hard situation in the world. Not a lot of people love us, but we want speak with young people that we can change all system in world for more peaceful, more understandable, always all of us. And for us, important understand that people can speak with us without aggressive and without judge. And it's about yeah, politics, and I hope that for you, and you can understand that Russia don't work only for out. We a lot of work with in country. In our country, we have good politics. For us, it's not like I say you that and you should think that. we really don't think about our politics because of this. I think we have a more interesting life in country than out, because before we have a different situation. Yes, and it's what I say want, or if I want to say you. And now, if you have question, please text it. And okay, yeah, 1 second. Okay, how it working?
Okay. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Elisa, as you mentioned, or well, there is echo, I think. There is echo. Oh, the audio is good or not, guys, in general, to know.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, tamam. Okay. Uh, Lisa, as you mentioned, well, you talked about a lot of the how is the education in Russia. You say that it's free, that is good, and you also mentioned a lot of programs that you take. The same government create those programs for the young people. And also, you said that there is like private schools, like in Latin America. In Latin America, we have like, well, at least in Peru, we have like a public and private education. In both, you can find a lot of like qualities. Like, it's like not always it's not always important if you pay or not. But in Russia, do you think that those who in which you have to pay are better than the public ones, or do you think that the public ones are better than the private ones?
uh, I think that it's so different system because uh, our public schools, uh, we have so different public schools, of course, and I study in free schools in my life, and I study in basic schools, and I have so good education in this school. It was super basic. It was just school near of my home, of my house, but we study a lot of languages. We study cool education. In Russia, we have one part of education for all people, and it's not super changed in other schools. But and after I studying public to free in public school, but it was by school in Russia. It was school from university from Russia. Yeah, and it was one of the best education in Russia, but it's not was super better than in basic school because uh, we have one system, and just in this best school was the best teachers and a little bit change program for we can choose what we want studies. And also I have had my life 1 year online a private school just because I want to study it online. It's not popular in Russia. I think on less than 1% studying online, super less than 1% studied online. But it was in private school, and private school different of public only because you have more lessons like pool, like a more interesting sport, like more interesting food. I don't know. It's more like that, and you have not a lot of people in your class because in public it was 27. In private it was, I know, 10 or 20 people, but it's not super different. And in university, same situation. We have one group for all people. Just if you have marks, you can don't pay. If you haven't marks, you should pay, and it's nothing changed.
Okay, and also, Lisa, you you mentioned like these years have been like a little bit hard for you, like since the conflict for Ukraine has started like 4 years ago, I think. Like 3 years ago, start. And as you were living in Moscow, the capital of Russia, do you think that there were like big social changes since it started, or how do you feel like the quality of life? Maybe there are people who feel afraid about a conflict, or how do you feel it? Because always in the news we can say that there is a new attack, that there is going on, and sometimes people can think that it feels like bad for the people who live there. But I would like to know how do you feel it living there?
I think that now, of course, it's the most important question for us. But if I say true, in Moscow, not a lot of really feel it. When it started, 24th February, 3 years ago, I was south of Russia, near of sea, and at this place we have our airplanes, our planes are uh, can't working from this date, and it's not a big part of Russia, but yeah, near of Ukraine, near of sea, Black Sea, uh, planes don't work, and I think it's for this time for me it was so I was afraid, of course, because we don't understand what happens. It was so we don't think about it. We don't think that it happens this time. It was like it started, and yes, it was like why, what happens? We didn't understand. But of course, now we live and people think that we have war of all of Russia, but no, it's not true. We have only 3 regions near of Ukraine, and only in these regions we have war, we have problems, we have bombs, but people live in these places. People can go to schools, can go to universities, can normal live, but of course when something happens, they go to close places. Yeah, but in Moscow, okay, I understand. Oh, interesting. Of course, for us, it's in Moscow. It's important we think about it. I have a lot of friends and people from my family who have experience in war. But I have there and from Ukrainian side, I have people from my family in Ukrainian, and I know that in Ukrainian they can normally live, and we don't speak about it with them. But situation change only in for Ukraine near of Russia, for Russia near of Ukraine. But in Moscow, we really don't feel it. When I think about it, it's of course sad. We have projects for this. We have events about this. We help people on war, but we don't feel it in our cities. Only when we won't go to south of Russia, not on train and on plane, and instead that we can't. But I think that yeah, it's all that I can say and what I want to say.
Okay, Lisa. I think that's it. That's it. Thank you so much. If there is another question, you can write it in the chat to ask to Lisa now. we will give you 1 minute to write it. So,
and of course, if you have question more after, you can just text me in social media. And I think I sent to Jose our slides, and he sent to you also them. And if you have more question, you can text me. Not a problem. I can answer you always.
okay, I can see that there is no question, so I think that we can end the meet. Thank you so much, Lisa, because for being here in this. Um, I, I mean, we are taking like 1 hour of your time. Right now, actually, Lisa was like in the class, but for the meeting, she has to get out of the class now. But now she's here, and thank you so much. It's really interesting to know about another culture, about the politics, about how are you living, because sometimes the news are so, well, in Spanish we call it amarillista. Varios, ustedes chicos van a entenderlo. A veces las noticias muestran como que perspectivas muy diferentes a las reales. En este caso, Lisa nos ayuda un poco a eso, ¿no? A poder comprender mejor cómo es que funciona la vida allá. Acá yo compartiendo con Lisa he hablado demasiado sobre Rusia y sinceramente es muy diferente a como muchas veces las noticias nos lo cuentan, de que tal vez el miedo, la tensión, pero como ya me cuenta, sinceramente en Rusia es un país muy bonito, hay muchas cosas por ver, siempre me habla un poco sobre la cultura, la comida, cómo la gente es que entre ellos mismos ven el mundo de fuera, porque muchas veces uno piensa sobre Rusia como un país ultranacionalista, pero sinceramente no es nada malo. Rusia, las personas que he conocido muchas personas rusas acá, perdón, son realmente muy amables con todo el mundo y and well, to finish it, thank you so much, Lisa, for being here. And I think that that's it. Okay.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much
much,
and
and
see
see
you.
you in maybe in another situation. Yeah, yeah. Maybe later we can make like another kind of event to share with another people from different countries, like culture, politics, and talk about a little bit more deeper. I think. Yeah. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. See you next time.
Thank you for listening. Bye bye.